Aussie does it.
Medical care, like music, needs continuity, a steady rhythm and pattern. Patients attended to on time, medication taken as prescribed. Cut the rhythm, and it falls apart. Right now, global funding cuts are restricting access to healthcare. With your support, Doctors Without Borders can continue to provide medical care to communities worldwide. Because medicine, like music, only works when uninterrupted. Doctors Without Borders, we go there.
The Money Show.
Weekday evenings at 6.
Dr. Musa Malwandla is the Co-Chief Investment Officer of Differential Capital. We're talking about whether or not you should really skip the boom and keep your money in cash or not.
In the long term, equity market generally rewards you a lot more than cash ever will. What is generally true is that the longer you hold on to any instrument, regardless of timing of when you enter the market, so the longer you hold on, the more time diversification you have.
The Money Show
On 702. Let's walk the talk.
The Money Show with Stephen Grootes is brought to you by ABSA Corporate and Investment Banking, proud sponsor of the ABSA Africa Financial Markets Index 2025. The insights to guide you through Africa's financial landscapes are waiting for you. ABSA is an authorized FSP and a registered credit provider. T's and C's apply.
This is EWN.
Good afternoon, I'm Maki Malapo. Tembisa Hospital tender tycoon Vusmusi Ket Matlala allegedly told investigators that suspended Deputy National Police Commissioner Shadrack Sibiya and KwaZulu-Natal Hawks head Leseja Senona were the ones who assisted him in landing a 360 million rand SAPS contract. During a raid at his lavish Centurion home in December, Matlala attempted to intimidate investigators from the Gauteng Counterintelligence Operations Unit, known as GCI Ops, by naming senior police officials he was close to. The allegations were made by a member of GCI Ops, Witness C, who is testifying before the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry today. Arun Singh has more.
When a team of investigators from GCI Ops swooped on the luxury mansion of tender tycoon Vusimuzi Kat Matlala in December last year, they were searching for his former business partner, Jerry Boshoga, who was and remains kidnapped. But instead of finding Boshoga, the team found Matlala, who during an interview dropped the names of several prominent police officials who he claimed to be close to. Testifying before the Madlanga Commission, Witness C, a member of GCI Ops, claims that Matlala told him he has close ties to suspended Deputy National Police Commissioner Shadrack Sibiya, head of organized crime Richard Shibiri, and KZN Hawks boss Lesecha Senona.
General Senona and General Sibiya had assisted him in securing the SAPS tender.
The head of National Security and Counterintelligence, Feroz Khan, was also named by Matlala. Arun Singh, Eyewitness News.
Meanwhile, in the National Assembly, former Police Minister Bheki Cele wants the Parliamentary Ad Hoc Committee to investigate the entire criminal justice system and not focus only on police corruption. Cele says there are police officers and prosecutors who are in prison serving time for various crimes and the whole system needs to be scrutinized thoroughly. Cele was giving evidence for the last day before the Parliamentary Ad Hoc Committee investigating police corruption and interference today. Babalo Ndenze has details.
Bheki Cele's testimony continued today, where he faced several questions around his experience as National Police Commissioner and the state of the country's criminal justice system. He implored the committee to not just focus most of its energy on probing the police portfolio. He says the committee and the commission must also target the court and prison systems, which he says also contribute to criminal activity.
This kind of probe must help us to look at the chain, honorable member, rather than looking, and up to this point I'm still worried that the concentration is on the first segment, which is the police, and other people are having it nice to do whatever they want to do.
On political killings, Cele says the problem is how criminality has taken over and hitmen are hired rather than actual politicians killing each other. He says this needs both political will and the country's security agencies to work together. Babalo Ndenze, Eyewitness News, Parliament.
The Gauteng Education Department has condemned the violent incidents reported at schools across the province, saying learning centres should be safe spaces. There have been at least 5 incidents reported this week alone. The department says it has sent psychosocial support units to the schools where violent incidents have occurred to provide trauma counselling to those affected. Ntokozo Khumalo has more.
Yesterday, a grade 9 Boksburg High School learner was allegedly stabbed by a group of schoolboys who were later arrested. In another incident, video footage shows of a group of female learners physically assaulting a fellow learner at Osrand School of Specialization. And in video making the rounds on social media, a female learner is seen being physically assaulted and verbally abused. Provincial Education spokesperson Steve Mabona.
We have also witnessed the sad incident that occurred in one of our schools in Soshanguve, and as such, we have suspended 2 basic education employment initiative personnel as a result of this incident.
Mabona adds there is an ongoing investigation into the incident. Ntokozo Khumalo, Eyewitness News.
Deputy Minister of Finance David Masondo says climate finance inflows into emerging economies still need to be doubled or tripled as South Africa looks to ramp up its climate response. Masondo made the call at the launch of the latest South African Climate Finance Landscape Report today. The 2025 report by the Presidential Climate Commission maps financial flows that supported South Africa's climate response for the years 2022 and 2023. Masondo claims says climate action is central to the country's developmental agenda and the just transition framework. But he says more needs to be done to hit the targets and the nationally determined contributions, which are the backbone of South Africa's climate commitments under the Paris Agreement.
Climate finance flows averaging 188.3 billion annually in 2022-2023 remain insufficient. To meet our NDC and net zero goals, we must at least double or triple these flows.
Masondo says talks at this year's G20 have helped to take the matter forward.
We are promoting alignment of financial systems with climate goal. We're promoting transparency in climate risk disclosures and scaled up finance for developing countries.
And the European Union has accused Meta and TikTok of breaking the bloc's digital content rules. It says the social media platforms are failing to provide users with simple ways to flag illegal content, including child sexual abuse material and terrorist content. The investigation, which is ongoing, was carried out in cooperation with an Irish digital services coordinator. If the Commission's position is ultimately confirmed, it could fine Meta up to 6% of its total worldwide annual turnover and impose periodic penalty payments to compel the platform to comply. Gold's trading at $4,064.25 an ounce. The rand's at 17.32 to the dollar, at 23.06 to the pound, at 20.13 to the euro. Brent crude oil's at $66.37 a barrel.
Well, at this stage in Kempton Park, there's bumper-to-bumper traffic. This is on Zierfontein Road between Parkland Drive and Green Street. Also, if you're leaving the Calvin Alex area heading towards Germiston, we still have those roadworks on the N3 southbound between the Butlu Interchange and London Road. Also, slow-moving traffic, that's in the Bedford View area, N3 southbound. That's from the Butlu Interchange all the way to Van Buren.
Clear sunny skies in Gauteng this afternoon. Temperatures are currently at alternating highs of 30 and 31 degrees. The top story in Eyewitness News this hour. Tembisa Hospital tender tycoon Vusmusi Matlala allegedly told investigators that suspended Deputy National Police Commissioner Shadrack Sibiya and KwaZulu-Natal Hawks head Leseja Senona were the ones who assisted him in landing a 360 million rand SAPS contract.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
You're with Relebogile Mabotja
Live, streaming countrywide
on the Prime Media Plus app.
DSTV channel 856,
92.7
and 106 FM.
10 minutes after 2 o'clock. The second and final hour of 7:02 afternoons. My apologies, folks. We ran super late. But it's a Friday. It's a Friday. We are doing the things, and we're going to be jumping into one of my favorite features, the upside of failure. And today we're joined by actor, musician, Lipantsola Mojaivani, Clement Maosa. 011-883-0702. SMS as 31702. Tweet at Relebogile at Radio 702 using the hashtag 702 afternoons and the WhatsApp line 072 702 1702.
702.
The upside of failure.
Proof that a setback can lead to a step forward.
The upside of failure. He is an award-nominated winning actor, a musician. He is a dancer, an influencer who's also influential on this upside of failure on 702 that is brought to you by FNB Premier. Celebrating 25 years of helping you live the Premier life, and somebody living the Premier life is today's guest, Clement Maosa. King Popo ya Spedi. So the one is singing Spedi. How are you?
Okay, I'm fine. No, you know why I'm taking a pause? Because, I wasn't really on 100.
Yes.
And then since I stepped in here, the energy has just been different. Honestly speaking, from reception, like everyone is so excited. It's like, we're so excited to have you here. And then that sort of like amped me. So I'm 100 now.
Listen, I Fridays here are the coolest. If ever you want to visit Chaka on a Friday. The vibes, and it's not just because we're loading to the weekend, like it's such a great lineup, and I really hope this space continues to be a space of connecting. Last time I saw you, we were in an interview together.
Yes.
For Espresso.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the last
You
time
were
I saw
nominated for a SAFTA?
Of course, I was nominated for a SAFTA.
Hey, I love you like, of course.
No, but
for
it's
your
nice,
role on Scheme Sam.
Yeah.
How did that make you feel? Like, because it's not like when you go shoot, you're like, I must win a SAFTA. I must win a SAFTA. But it's such a nice surprise at the end of all the hard work.
True, it was, but also it came in way too late in my career. Remember, because I started 2011, right? So for me, getting into the industry, it wasn't really even about awards. When you're just passionate about something like I want to do this thing on a bigger platform, but also I want the world to be exposed to my talent or my craft. So that's always been the drive. And then as you continue or progress in the industry, you realize that, actually, when you're doing well, these are the perks. This is something that you can get just to, I don't want to say validify your stay in the industry, but like a nice reward of some sort.
Yes.
So yeah, when it came, I was shocked, honestly speaking, because also here's the thing: at our workplace, when they do submit for your nomination, they hardly ever tell us.
Yes.
So I wasn't even.
No, because if they tell you now and you're not nominated,
you're gonna get
feel
angry. Yeah, I was disappointed.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Like, hey, go faga.
Yeah, maybe that's the reason they're trying to protect us. So when it was so weird because I found out when I was on set shooting. So after the feature scene, they're like, congratulations. I'm like, they're like, didn't you see? Go on social media. You are nominated for the SAFTAs. I was like,
finally.
Yeah. I was so excited. Still am.
Can I tell you a funny story?
Yeah.
Do you know how your name is saved on my phone?
Can I assume?
Yes.
Yeah, let me guess. Kwaito.
No.
No.
You don't remember. So, many years ago, when I did a role on Scheme Sum,
Yes.
you have the same name as my dad. So, on my phone, you changed your own name to Clement Papa. So, the funniest thing happens.
No,
Every
I
single
remember.
time I want to call my dad, and I forget that I saved him as Clement Maosa, only because when I see people who are like, I know your father, and I must send a number. So when I search Papa, it's you that comes.
I'm your father. I'm your father.
And I've never changed it since.
I like it. I never would have guessed.
It's still there as Papa.
Like it's a long time ago.
Right?
Yeah, almost 5 years or 6 years.
I feel like I've lost track. It could have been 6 years or 5 years. I can't recall. But you're still on my phone as Papa.
Okay.
So
I'm glad to hear that. You guys heard, I'm a father.
Yeah.
I'm Relebogile Mabotja's father.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we continue with the upside of failure.
Year in, year out, we're fixing tires faster than a Formula One pit crew. My team is on top of things like tire whisperers. If an unforeseen accident were to happen in my workshop, at least I've got My Way business insurance to keep the wheels turning.
Visit myway.co.za or dial 0860 64 64 64 and get a quote today. My Way is a licensed non-life insurer and FSP. T's, C's and standard rates apply. My Way. Live your way.
Andile here with more than just a betting app ad. Download the 10Bet app and enjoy the action of betting anytime, anywhere. It's more than just an app. It's a 10Bet experience. Join now at 10bet.co.za. 10Bet is a licensed betting operator and supports responsible gambling. No person under the age of 18 shall be permitted to bet. Betting can be addictive. Winners know when to stop. South African Responsible Gambling Foundation toll-free counseling line is 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp help to 076 675 0710.
With cybersecurity threats increasing year on year, it is becoming more and more critical for businesses to proactively address potential threats. As the newly appointed Google Security Operations Distributor for Africa, DigiCloud Africa is bringing Google-level security, regardless of the underlying platform, to businesses in Africa. Our specialist partners can help your security teams become more efficient and give you the peace of mind you deserve. Contact info@digicloud.africa to scale your security without limits.
Lyft is turning 5 and we're celebrating with South Africa. Back in 2020, the public chose our name, and now 5 years later, Lyft is inviting you to design a tale of a real Airbus A320. That's right, your design could take to the skies on one of our aircraft. And the best part? The winning designer gets flights for a whole year. Don't miss your chance to leave your mark on South African skies. Visit lyft.co.za to enter today. T's and C's apply.
At the heart of global conversations shaping our future, Africa's voice is more important than ever. As proud lead sponsor of the B20, the Standard Bank Group is honored to showcase the continent's growth, partnerships, and potential on the world stage. Because driving Africa's growth isn't just our ambition, it's our purpose. Tune in every Monday from 3 p.m. for the Standard Bank B20 in brief for key insights and updates around the B20. Standard Bank is an authorized FSP and registered credit provider.
This weekend, 702 Weekend Breakfast with Gugs Mhlungu. It's coming to you live from the stunning Ghost Mountain in Mkuze. Together with KZN Tourism and Film Authority, we're celebrating the best of KZN, from a diverse culture and breathtaking travel experiences to a thriving film scene. KZN is where stories are made on screen and in real life. So catch 702 Weekend Breakfast with Gugs Mhlungu from 6 a.m. with KZN Tourism and Film Authority on 702.
702.
The upside of failure.
Proof that a setback can lead to a step forward.
18 minutes after 2 o'clock, the upside of failure. And we are joined by Kwaito, not the genre. Not the genre.
Oh, well.
The character played by the actor and musician Clement Maosa.
The genre is also your favorite genre, right?
Dude.
Kwaito.
It's so weird because it's got this, I can't explain.
Yeah.
It's got a very nostalgic thing about it that I've even got my son hooked up on it now.
Jeez.
Yeah, he'll
Does he
say,
relate though? Does he understand?
Not really, but he'll say, "Mommy, please play." And then I know what he wants.
Okay.
Yo,
yeah, but it's supposed to be nostalgic because it's part of your upbringing, and I think maybe it might have inspired you at some point, to get into the industry and even love the industry more. Because I feel like back then we didn't have as much variety of music and so many musicians and whatever. So the little that we had, we knew that in KZN they're listening to the same, in Limpopo the same and whatnot. So that's why once you start singing a Kwaito song, everyone would sort of like relate from that era.
But if you think about it, and I'm only thinking about it now as we're talking, how iconic is it that in an era where we are heavily influenced by the West.
True.
We were able to come up with a genre
Something of our
that
own.
included the sampling, that included these wild bass lines. Like, we created something for ourselves, which in some ways I think was the gateway to your drum getting big and your
True.
amapiano.
Mhm.
So how can we not be proud of a genre that really, there's no one in the world that can come and say, well, we have a Kwaito parade and now, you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
I hear
It's
you.
uniquely ours.
Yeah, but we in as much as we need to, appreciate it and never let it fade away, the challenge is, I feel like we no longer appreciate those kind of genres anymore, or that kind of music anymore, because now there's, like you're saying, Kom, and then amapiano, and then Lekompo. So I feel like the younger generation now, when you speak about Kwaito, you just feel like it's outdated. It's things of the past. And for me, I'm like, but it's things of the past, but it created a gateway for what we're doing now. It's the same as when we speak about our veterans, right? You're like, no, bophelo ke sempheo and whatnot. People are like, yeah, mara Vumkusheng ke tša kgale. I'm like, if Vumkusheng was not there, then Kwaito we're not going to be here.
Also, it's not like he's not still acting.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
And I mean, even that word veteran that we were just talking about now in the ad break, I find it so interesting because I get when we were smaller, we saw veterans as, exactly Singtaulele and all of them.
Yeah, yeah.
But these are still people that are working and have youthful spirits. In your mind, like where do you sort of want to see yourself in 30 years? And I'm talking now, you're in your 60s. How do you want people to talk about you? I'm trying to imagine, are you still going to be dancing on TikTok in your 60s?
I definitely
you
will. Yeah, I feel like I've got this young energy, and that's what's gonna keep me longer in the industry, because I can resonate with all age groups. But for me, I used to think, in the next 5 years or 30 years to come, I'll do ABCD. But now I realize how fast things are changing and evolving.
Nah.
I'm like, you can think in the next 20 years you'll be this, or you'll be known as this, but things can take a turn, right? But for me, I just want to be remembered for my work. It doesn't matter which work, whether in singing, in acting, whatever, but for all I did, because I'm just truly showing the world my talent. Yeah, so I think that's what I would want people to still remember about me, even long after maybe one day I'm gone.
How does it feel when you go back, go Limpopo? Because I almost feel like, as the folks from KZN and Soweto have had the monopoly for a long time. So now, prior to Bomubango and us, like, do you still get that sense when you go home? If Otsana ko Tropong or ko like Polokwane and people are excited to see you, do you still feel that pride of like, yo, ke a representa?
Yeah, definitely I do. How do I put this? The thing for me, it's no longer about how does it feel when you go home, because I feel like I never left Limpopo. I've been in Joburg for the past 14 years, right? And I've been home almost 3-4 times a month, right? I go to Limpopo almost every weekend. So in as much as... No, because my family is there, and I feel like I'm just too attached to the lifestyle, that side. But for me also, it's intentional because it keeps me grounded, and it's more of a reality check for me. Because when you're in Joburg, you can be swallowed by the noise, by the fame and everything else. But every time I go home, that's when I feel like I'm not Kwaito, but I'm Clement. Because at home, yeah, so that's what I appreciate about it. How you feel like I'm getting a big head?
Do you walk or do you drive? You need to walk to go buy the bread.
Yeah.
You must walk.
Yeah, that one. I will walk next time.
No, that's how. So you're still Kwaito. That's why you don't walk.
No, no. Do you know why I drive? Because I can't just buy bread. So ntse ke mrekele maswi, ke reke taputi, ke reke. So he ke rekile ntho tse bayanga se khone di tshwara kaofela ka nako e one. So sa ke tsamaya ka koloi kaofela di khone o tsena ka mo koloi.
Please tell everybody king taputi.
So you guys know it.
Explain to all the listeners.
You know those white chicken? It's in yal rapa la bothata. You're soft.
Not hard body.
Not hard body.
Yes.
Yeah, the other one, mare white, ribicha taputi.
What were you like as a kid? Because I see kids on social media who naturally like they naturally are entertainers. They're those kids who back in the day when there wasn't TV, your family would put you in the front for visitors to perform for them. Were you like that?
Yeah, I definitely was that kid. I was very hyperactive, even from primary. I've always been that guy who has so much energy, and I feel like my parents allowed me to be because, I don't know how to put this, mara neke fapana le bana ba bangwe because ba bangwe ne ba le shy and whatever. Lo go sekolo ka botša ma-teacher ka ko primary ba to botša gore hai o ra tsebe re botša potšišo o emisha letsogo e re ka re wa opela o tlo emisha letsogo ra wa o jiva o tlo emisha letsogo. So I've always been that hyperactive kid, and I think that never left me. That spirit of just youthfulness and activeness, it never left me.
And then in terms of like academically, how did you do? How did you connect to things like mathematics?
I love that question because I can get to brag.
Higher grade.
No, I was a very, very, very smart student. I've always been part of the top 5 best performing learners, even from primary to high school. And even when I finished my high school, I went to university and I studied LLB and I finished record time. So academically, I've always done well. However, with mathematics, I'm the worst. Like when it comes to mathematics, I'm the worst.
I thought you were gonna say to me geometry.
No, trigonometry and all those things. I know them, but it wasn't like my area of speciality. I knew them, but it wasn't my strongest point.
When I specialize like a 1 plus 1.
Yeah, wa bona ka mpotša ka tšhelete, re ka bolela ka di-million. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
If you are the type of person that drives to Limpopo every single weekend, ne? And family is just this really, really important thing for you. Can you describe what it was like growing up in the home that you grew up in? Because, and I'm sure you know people, mo Gauteng, who don't have a community. Like, they don't have a very solid support system. They don't have those people that, whether they're rich or poor, it doesn't matter. Even if they say, and you don't have money, they don't care. There are people who are like, I can't go home for Christmas because I don't have money.
Yeah, or there's family feud and whatever. So I think I'm very much privileged. And the funny thing is, you only realize that later on in life, because growing up, I always thought, hey, we are poor because we're staying in a two-room house, and we didn't go to multiracial schools or Model C schools. So I've always considered that to be poor, right? Up until later on, when I'm more mature, I realized that actually that's wealth, because I grew up with both mom and dad and my siblings, and it was like a lovely home, no abuse, no conflicts whatsoever. Yes, there were family issues, but I was young to even recognize that as such. So my aunt was my mother, my grandmother was my mother, my neighbor was my mother. So growing up around such circumstances, it makes you appreciate life more. Because when I come to Joburg, I realize that a lot of people don't have that privilege. Sometimes you're with friends, you tell them, hey, I can't wait to Ratswan Logo Spanning, can you go Limpopo for the holidays? And then they're like, whatever. And I'm like, but where are your grannies? Originally, where are you from? Because I always had this mindset that
everybody
even if you're in Joburg, but you come from somewhere. They're like, no, we don't have that. Yeah, maybe Richard Alex, but it's still within Joburg. And I'm like, guys, I'm sorry to say this, but I'm sad on your behalf, because you miss out on the beauty of life, and the quality of life. And I'm without any fear, I'll say this. I feel like life in the rural areas, it's more of quality life in terms of the air that we breathe from trees, the sound of birds,
the vegetables you
eat. It's organic, So for me, I'm more married to that kind of life more than anything else. And one of my plans is to have an early retirement and just be home and live that kind of life.
So you're going to retire early just to go jive in front of your phone?
Yes, with my cattle and my sheep, and in the morning, that's the kind of life that I want. At the same time. So that's the kind of lifestyle I aspire for. And that's what made me realize that growing up we had that, even though we didn't appreciate it as much. You know what I mean? So yeah, I feel sad for people who don't have Granny's house and that warmth. There's warmth that comes with Granny's house, because in as much as we grow apart as cousins and everyone else, mara highly December as well, and it's such a beautiful thing when the family is just united. And every year in December we look forward to that.
But I think I used to also have that same mindset. Yeah, okay, but so when people would say no, okay, but and then from where? Because maybe there's somewhere in the bloodline, the Zulu side, then you can point it to KZN. But it almost is confusing that how is you're not like 7th generation Soweto.
Yeah,
you're from somewhere. So that thing of, and I think we spoke about it last year when we were talking about those of you that don't have a high to go to in December, like what do? That reset, that bit of that thing of, I don't even know how to explain it.
I get how you're explaining it, but I also want to answer to what you're saying, because I also asked the question to a friend of mine. They're like, actually, that's when we get to breathe, because you guys get to give us space in Joburg.
We leave.
It's so quiet. Yeah. They're like, Joburg is so quiet without you guys.
It
actually.
is.
Yeah.
No, bako N1 lang.
Yeah, and so forth. So at least le fa space.
Le ba eKapa, they go to that side.
Eastern Cape and so forth.
Oh my goodness, I absolutely love that. We will continue with the upside of failure. It's 2:30. Time for your latest Eyewitness News headlines. Good afternoon.
Thanks, Relebogile. Good afternoon. Some analysts are cautiously optimistic that South Africa will finally exit the grey list when the Financial Action Task Force wraps up its latest plenary and working group meetings in Paris today. South Africa was added to the list in February 2023 for failing to have enough measures in place to prevent money laundering and terror financing. In July this year, government announced it had completed the 22 action items imposed by the global financial watchdog to tighten its anti-corruption systems. The city of Johannesburg remains without a city manager after the municipal council withdrew a report recommending Floyd Brink's appointment to the role. Council was expected to debate the proposal for Brink's reappointment, but the matter was removed from the agenda. Brink has been ousted from the position twice before after the courts ruled that his 2023 and 2024 appointments were irregular. And US President Donald Trump has announced an immediate end to all trade negotiations with Canada over an advert critical of the tariffs he has imposed on the nation. The advert, sponsored by the government of Canada's province of Ontario, quoted Trump's predecessor Ronald Reagan, an icon of US conservatism, as saying tariffs hurt each and every American. Those are the headlines. This Eyewitness News and more at 3 o'clock or as it happens.
EWN Traffic.
Well, at this stage, if you're leaving the Sandton area, there's bumper-to-bumper traffic. This is on Greyston Drive between Rivonia Road and the M1. Also driving through Marlborough, slow-moving traffic. M1 southbound between the Patlu Interchange and Marlborough Drive. If you're heading towards Germiston, leaving the Alex Calvin area, we still have those roadworks. This is causing heavy delays on the N3 southbound between the Patlu Interchange and London Road. Traveling towards Bedford View, bumper-to-bumper traffic. R24 westbound, that's in the Edenvale area between Edenvale Road and the Gilulis Interchange. Look out for those faulty traffic lights. That's in the Fourways area at Witkoppen and Main Road. If you come across any other traffic issues, please WhatsApp us on 072 702 1702.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
The G20 Summit coming to Johannesburg is a stepping stone towards a brighter future for the city. Josie My Josie has launched the Babize Bonke campaign to shine a spotlight on some of the extraordinary champions who are reshaping Johannesburg from the ground up.
Hi, I'm Kenny Nzama, aka DJ Ken Zero. I've been DJing in Josie since 1998. I co-own The Artivist in Braamfontein that's become a cultural hub. Through Untitled Basement, we've hosted over 400 performances, creating spaces where art, music, food, and community come together.
Josie My Josie is making the invisible visible, giving the voiceless a voice. It's a movement for the people, by the people, creating a city that we can proudly call Josie My Josie. Come see how Josie does it. A city that's alive, ready, and rising. Prime Media and 702 are proud sponsors of Josie My Josie.
Josie My Josie, Babize Wonke champion DJ Kenzero will be interviewed on Weekend Breakfast by Googs Mhlungu at 8 a.m. on Sunday morning.
You know those finfluencers, the kind of bros making bank in Bali, calling themselves Forex gurus, promising you can make money while you sleep if you just buy their course. But then you end up losing sleep, waking up for different market openings, checking charts, scanning the members-only group chat for signals, and you start wondering, why do they call it day trading when you're spending all night spending your money to make money, only to realize that they make their money selling courses on how to make money. Oh. When you can't trust overnight wins, trust 30 years of market-beating returns.
Coronation. Trust is earned. Coronation is an authorized FSP.
Tap into the power of good sleep. Visit Dial-A-Bed today and save up to 30% on our best-selling brands. Our Sealy Celebration Plush Comfort Queen Set is now $9,499, and our 40 Winks Active Zone Extra Firm Queen Set is now only $11,999. Save $6,000. Plus, get next-day delivery on our bestsellers. Dial-A-Bed. Sleep for life.
Running a business is tough. You need tools that just work. That's why more South African businesses are switching to Mac. At iStore, we make it easy with 4,000 rands in added value when you switch. That's 3 years extended warranty and remote tech support, leaving you to focus on everything else. Switch to Mac with iStore, your expert partner. T's and C's apply. Mac at iStore. Run smooth as business should.
Lock into roaring rugby action this season with Hollywood Bets. Bet 50 Rand or more on any Vodacom United Rugby Championship fixture, and you could win a share of 300,000 Rand in cash, betting vouchers or prizes. This includes Smeg bar fridges, macro vouchers, a Sharks captain run, or a player circle experience. Only the toughest team will prevail. Bet now and let the rugby rumble begin.
T's and C's apply. Hollywood Sportsbook is a licensed betting operator. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. Winners know when to stop. South African Responsible Gambling Foundation toll-free counseling line 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp HELP to 076 675 0710.
In a world shaped by those who build, disrupt, and reimagine, there comes a gathering of futures. The South African Future Trust Summit, in partnership with Standard Bank, is back on the 5th and 6th of November. To win 5 tickets to the summit, WhatsApp the word SAFT, that's S-A-F-T, with your name and ID, telling us how you would benefit from attending, to 072 702 1702. Then catch 702 Drive with John Pullman to find out if you're a winner. The South African Future Trust Summit 2025 in partnership with Standard Bank, where bold ideas meet transformative investment, T's, C's, and more on primemediaplus.com.
Coming up
on 702 Drive.
702 Drive is coming up from 3 to 6 p.m. Tabo Not Mbeki joins us in studio.
So full of jokes. Have you taken over to me, Morake? Goodness me. Hello, Relebogile.
How are you doing?
And John, I think you don't do this. I'm listening. Hey, John, how are you? Oh, John, we were talking about this. What do you think? Man, what's going on, man? What's happening in the world?
I'm just
Listen, I just work here. I just work here.
Yeah, when it's John. Hi, John, how are you? Hi, John, we're talking about this. What do you think, John? Oh, John, you're so funny. I don't get that.
You know why you?
I don't get that.
You know why though? You didn't come with snacks today. That's why.
Yeah, today.
You didn't come with snacks.
Okay.
It's fine. I forgive you.
Thank you.
Well, you both forgive each other. I forgive you.
What's
TRC, Truth and Reconciliation Commission.
What's coming up on the show today?
Couple of things. Thanks, Relebogile. We'll be speaking to Baba Londenze, especially about the ad hoc committee in Parliament. Bheki Cele has just been frank, blunt, and in some instances a bit evasive. He knows how to downplay very important issues so that he's not held accountable. And he's been getting away with quite a lot because he says, I slept at his house, and so what? I'm a pensioner, I don't have money.
Twice.
Yeah, and you're thinking, so we will be looking at the Madlala Commission as well, because there are two we should not confuse. There's an ad hoc committee in Parliament. There is the Madlanga Commission that is also taking place. And we'll just have a look at those. Rendell, it's a Friday. He'll give us his song. He always comes up with very interesting songs. And we want to ask Relebogile, order as if you're paying with your money. You know, you walk in, you see someone at a bar or something like, no, you know, can I get you a drink? And someone all of a sudden wants an 18-year-old Macallan that they've never had before.
And can't pronounce.
Yes, among others. Yes. And then, but if it's with their money, they don't order that.
Yes.
So we'd like to ask you, if you're using your money, your own money, what would you order? All that and more between 3 and 6.
No, but does this conversation include those of us who've upgraded to getting ourselves the things we want?
Yes.
Okay.
It could be at a car dealership.
Oh.
It could be anywhere. It could be at Nando's or anywhere else. But if you were using your money, what would you order?
Oh, man, I would order a 1-month trip to the Maldives.
Oh.
No, I'm joking. That's with somebody else's money. That's with somebody else's money. My bad. With my money, kya Limpopo. For weekend, kya Easter. Kya Muria. For weekend. 702 Drive with John Pillman. The not John Pillman, Tabo Shalom from 3 to 6 p.m.
This is the Upside of Failure on 702 Afternoons with Relebogile. Brought to you by F&B Premier, celebrating 25 years of helping you live the premier life.
19 minutes to 3 o'clock. We continue with the Upside of Failure, and we are together with the phenomenal, truly talented, and one of the most humble people in this industry, actor and musician Clement Maosa. 011 8830702, the WhatsApp line 072 702 1702. We've got a caller, Masoga from Midrand.
Hi, Relebogile.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, thanks, and you?
I'm alright. I just wanted to speak to your guest, please.
Yes, Clement's right here.
Sure, Masoga.
Papa waka.
I'm your father. Rayaga, how's it?
Sharp, Clement. How are you?
Good man.
I'm alright.
That's my cousin.
Exposer, expose it.
So, I just wanted to say, we are proud of you and we are proud of your work. But I've just got one question for you today to say, how much influence did your high school English teacher have on the career choices that you made today? And the second one, it's more on a personal level because I feel a bit robbed that your surname is spelled incorrectly. So are you perhaps in future looking at the surname correctly spelled so that we can take ownership and celebrate you with the pride, knowing that we're celebrating you the way we know you. But other than that, big ups, brother, and keep up the good work. I'll pass to your gogo that I spoke to you.
Ntate Kalosa, what is the real surname spelling?
It's Moasa.
Moasa. So somebody made a mistake and then he held on to it. Badimu Bakoring. Yo, Mashoka, thank you so much.
I did make a disclaimer that no, the second question is more on a personal level, so I hope it doesn't kill me.
Man, it's fine.
Okay, let's start with the English teacher and the influence.
Yes, man. Yeah, I wasn't expecting this, honestly speaking. This is somebody who truly knows me. He's a good family member. So the reason why he's mentioning the English teacher, his name is Menier John Makoro. So he was our English teacher, and he's the one who influenced me and actually guided me in as far as acting is concerned, because I started acting from a very young age, where I was discouraged by so many people that you'll never be on TV. You are from the rural areas. You don't speak English fluently. You can't well articulate and so forth. So he was the only person who actually went to my father and said, this guy is talented and no one should ever stop him from wanting to be an actor. And he actually told me that I'm behind you and you can really go far in in acting. So shout out to Menier John Makoro. I really will forever be indebted to him. He played a very huge role in my life. Because when you are in the villages, Baruta, English, Spade and whatnot.
Sorry,
yeah,
English Spade.
I'm telling
what
you.
mean.
Yeah,
Get
but
true.
adjective.
No, get true. It's not 1, 2. Get true.
Hey, Wangusha. And then also even the pronunciation, because I remember I was embarrassed when I went to a varsity and
Yes.
and this, there, and then there was this person like, excuse me, it's stimulation.
So what did you say?
Stimulation.
Oh, also, why are we so mean, guys? English was never
Chef.
our mother's tongue.
Exactly, but thank God that never took away my confidence.
Yeah.
And shout out to Menier John Makoro. And the second one, I hardly ever want to speak about, personal things like that because people always want to, and also I've always been that person who's very not vocal about my personal life, but because and she gets all these privileges, I might as well address it. So what happened with my surname is I grew up as Maosa, right? And when my dad went to Home Affairs to go get his ID, they made a mistake, right? They said Mawase. And then he tried again, and then it's Miwas up until I'm telling you.
So they kept making a
Yes,
mistake.
I don't know if it was intentional or what, to a point where he gave up. It's like, you know what, I'll settle for Maosa because it's more closer to Moasa. It's just swapping A with O.
Yes.
Right? So that's how the surname came about. And he's saying it because he knows for sure how it came about. But for me, when we went to school, we used Maosa, and our teachers would call us by what they see on the identity document. So that's how the surname stayed. At some point, I wanted to change it and try make it right. But now you need them and then they know more. Now you must get an affidavit. And it was just a long procedure. But also, to be quite honest, and I hope I don't catch fire for this, I intentionally decided that I'm starting my own lineage. So, because there's a lot of things that I might not resonate with when it comes to the clan and whatever cultural practices and everything. I had to select the ones that I feel like they work for me. So I'm like, okay, I'll start this. Then my offspring moving forward, Maosa. So I think that's what it is. But also even all my siblings be Maosa.
I'm gonna start calling you Moasa. No, because I guess Mamela. Okay, I get we also must respect Mabito. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna send you this masterclass I had with Gogo Dineo and Ganzi to ask about why are surnames important, ne? And in essence, they are directions to who we are and where we came from. Now, that doesn't mean you need to go back to your surname, but the knowing and the knowledge. For me, I would refer to you as but.
No. Here's the thing. I do know, and I do respect, right?
Yes.
But the thing is, remember, we are evolving as humankind, right? And one of the things that we must take from this is that sometimes you can say you need to be attached to a certain surname because it's your DNA and it's who you are. But sometimes you've got a surname that's really not yours because your parent, stepmother or stepdad, or somehow you thought you belonged to the Maosas and you are the Moasas. So there's a lot that comes with that. The most important thing is to know your history and your roots, but also decide what you are, with all that information that you have and the roots and everything. So for me, you need to respect me by calling me by the surname I prefer being called by. Maos.
Sorry, you see now. No, I genuinely forgot. When you're like, which was the wrong one? Which one
None
was
is
the
wrong, by
wrong
the
one?
way. None is wrong.
But
They're both
Maho
correct.
exposes it.
Yeah, that's my cousin,
exposes.
guys. That's my cousin.
Oh man, but what do you say? Especially, I'm thinking about all the many young people who grapple with not just this, but this concept, culture ere, you must. What advice would you give to them? Because even for me, I'm a parent now. There's certain things that I said, if they don't make sense to me, I'm not doing them. Cultural things.
Yeah.
Like the moment if I say to my parents, why is this done? And they say, it just gets done. Then I say, So, we're creating new cultures for ourselves, but it comes with conflict in families. What would you like to advise to people who feel firm in whether they want to change or keep their surnames or, create their own new cultures and traditions.
Or as men getting married and adopting our partner's surnames, I mean, it's a new thing now. So for me, my
Listen,
advice...
I'm sending Mahadi for you.
No. So, but back to the question. For me, I would advise that it's very important to know who you are. It's very important to do a little bit of research when it comes to your roots and your background, because there were people before us, but at the same time, we must also take into consideration that we are evolving day in and day out. Now we've got AI, the scientific things. There's just a lot that's happening, right? So we cannot now be stuck in the past and say for the sake of culture and tradition, which at some point doesn't make sense to us. Like I like what you said to say that if it doesn't make sense to me, there has to be a justification. There has to be an explanation as to why are we doing this thing. So for me, I would say let's be reasonable. Don't be too quick to move away from Sejo, but at the same time, don't be stuck in the past that you also limiting yourself in as far as the future is concerned.
Deep conversations. Let's take a break.
Remember when everyone thought NFTs were the future of modern art? When non-fungible was a buzzword used in boardrooms to justify buying pixels, and the metaverse was just months away, and that we'll all be living in our virtual mansions, admiring our digital paintings, only to realize they were just expensive JPEGs. When you can't trust a trend, trust a 30-year track record of outperforming benchmarks.
Coronation. Trust is earned. Coronation is an authorized FSP.
The Market Theatre invites you to 2 outstanding plays. Step into Afropocalypse, the Standard Bank Gold Ovation Award winner at the National Arts Festival, where the whole family can visit a post-apocalyptic Africa and meet storytellers who share fables of greed, mortality, religion, and unconditional love. Then enter Barbershop Chronicles, the international hit play that celebrates connection and brotherhood in 6 barbershops in Africa and London. Visit markettheatre.co.za to buy your tickets.
Do you live in an estate, complex, or sectional title scheme? The Community Schemes Ombud Service invites you to the Seesaw Sindaba 2025 on the 23rd and 24th of October at the Canvas Riversands Fourways. Join the Minister of Human Settlements, Thembi Simelane, alongside government officials, industry experts, and key stakeholders as we explore the future of harmonious living in estates. Register today on seesaws.org.za or on our social media platforms.
Mzansi is buzzing after 2 lucky players hit it lucky on Tuesday, scooping over 190 million rand in total jackpots. Our Powerball winner bagged a life-changing jackpot of over 163 million rand. And the Powerball Plus jackpot winner took home over 31 million rand. Both tickets were bought on banking apps. Play your favorite national lottery game and you could be next. Panda, Pusha, play. Players must be 18 years old and play responsibly. E2 is the proud operator of the National Lottery.
In fitness, as in finance, endurance is key. If you're 55 and older, you can get an interest rate of up to 10.47% with a Nedbank Electronic Optimum Plus account. Now feel the earn. Invest in under 2 minutes on the Money app and get money fit with Nedbank. See money differently. Nedbank. We're a licensed FSP and registered credit provider. T's and C's apply. For more info, visit nedbank.co.za.
In a world shaped by those who build, disrupt, and reimagine, there comes a gathering not just of minds, but of futures. The South African Future Trust Summit, in partnership with Standard Bank, is where top entrepreneurs, innovators, and change makers converge. It's where the future of enterprise is redefined. On 5 and 6 November, you could be there. Stand a chance to win tickets to the South African Future Trust Summit on 702. WhatsApp the keyword SAFT with your name and ID number, telling us how you would benefit from attending the summit to 072-702-1702. Then catch 702 Drive with John Perlman to find out if you're a winner. The South African Future Trust Summit, in partnership with Standard Bank. Your summit, your way, on 702. TCs and more on primemediaplus.com.
702.
The upside of failure.
Proof that a setback can lead to a step forward.
7 minutes to 3 o'clock. I can't believe the time has gone so quickly. 011-883 or 702, the WhatsApp line 072 702 and 702, the upside of failure with Clement Maosa.
Thank you.
Maosa.
Thank you. I feel respected.
You are respected, Chief. You lost your parents within the space of a month, which is just so wild to me. How have you been dealing with that loss? And I think it also helps explain why you guys are so close, because sometimes those things can break a family apart, but other times they can bring them together. And I can only imagine how proud they are of you.
I don't think you No, Relebogile, I don't think you're fair, because, how do we move from just having energy and now you just ask me this question? I don't know, man. It's always very uncomfortable for me to tap into that space, because I think the wound is still very fresh, I would say. But every time I look back without even getting into details, I find myself being grateful and appreciative of the opportunity to still be alive, because I know what it means to be alive. I've seen people who were alive and lights were switched off, at a very young age. I believe that my parents passed on at a very young age. But to be quite honest with you, when it happened, I was way too young, because I was 17 years old and I was doing my matric. Yeah, man, it was one of the hardest things that I had to go through, navigating life without these people that you've always seen as the pillar of your strength. And, I still expected a lot from them. But the other thing is, it happened at it wasn't like within a period of a month, but 3 months apart, right? So for me, I honestly can't tell you how I got out of that, because I was young, I was focused, and I tried to distract myself with school, because now imagine you're doing matric, and then when you're about to go into a new territory, varsity, something that you've always wanted to do to make them proud, the very same people that you want to make proud, they know more. But now you are in this new environment, you have to navigate it without any support from those two figures that you've always looked up to. And in a way, I felt like they're the one who channeled me to go to a university and get educated. And even the kind of career that I took, because I always wanted to be an actor, they're like, no, you're so smart, you can only be a doctor or a lawyer. Now, as I'm doing what they sort of like channeled me to do, now they know more. But back then, because I started grieving later on in life, when I started working even, because then there was just no time for me to process what was happening, and I really didn't understand what was going on. What was in my mind was that I just need to work hard and end poverty for me and for my siblings. So I think that's how I navigated that ordeal in my life. Like I'm saying, I don't want to talk about it a lot, because it just sort of like hit me every time I speak about it. It's like fresh, because even now, when I go through a whole lot of challenges, they're the first people that I think about. Every win, they come in my mind. Everything that I do, I feel like it's more of a shadow that follows you, because you know that they are with you, or they're looking after you wherever they are, but you constantly, they never leave your mind. They never leave your mind. For me, even worse, I had to witness my mother every single day for a year in and out of hospital, health deteriorating every single day. And those flashbacks, they constantly come back. And I feel like she never deserved that. And it's a fear that I have, that even now when somebody's sick, automatically I fear the worst. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. Yeah. I think let's just leave it there. Yeah.
Look, I think it's also important, as hard as it is, and my heart, man, my heart for you. There are people who are listening and can't even imagine life going on, but then they know, Hori, you went through something like that, and you became responsible for your siblings. You became an instant parent while you were a child yourself, even though it was still such a tough thing. And I'm so proud of you, man. I'm so
Don't do that,
proud of you.
You're making me very emotional right now. Really.
I am proud of you. There are young men and women that have not been able to do even a quarter of the things that you've done. And utsebe gore mama le papa are also madly proud of you. So I want to give you your flowers. And I'm not talking about the career and what's happening on TV, but what happens when you go home and what you do for those siblings of yours.
Thank you, man. That means a lot to me. I feel comforted, and I feel like Because sometimes when you go through things like this, and also being whether a public figure or a celebrity, you hardly, like, you feel like nobody cares. You feel like nobody sees whether the hard work that you're doing and just navigating this whole journey alone, because sometimes it really feels like you're just alone. There's no plan B. There's no, I'm going to go back to my dad, or I can call my dad and ask this advice, or I can call my mom. It's just you versus the world. And on top of that, there's still so many people who are reliant on you as your dependent, and you want to make them happy. And at the same time, you start your own family, and it's not easy also, because now you overcompensate. You want to be the best parent, the present parent, and because you never had that in your life. So it's just, man, it's just...
Before I get in very big trouble with EW, and apologies in advance, one sentence, what have you learned about failure?
Failure is not final. Failure is an opportunity for one to succeed, because we can never really say we are successful if we never failed in our life. So when you fail, the more you fail, the more reasons for you to be successful. Because if you fail and you give up, then it's the end of you. But if you fail and you challenge yourself to pass through that obstacle, then you will always know that there's something better at the other side. I hope I put it well. I hope it makes sense. But what I'm trying to say is that failure is needed for us to be successful, because we wouldn't understand what success is without failure.
I adore you, Papa Waka.
I love you. Love you, my child.
To celebrate 25 years of helping you live the Premier life, FNB Premier is giving you a chance to win a 14-day European tour experience and other cool monthly prizes. Open any FNB Premier account from September to 31 December 2025. Switch your salary, swipe or tap a minimum of 2,000 Rand per month for 3 months straight. Spend and win with FNB Premier. FNB, help changes everything. TCs and competition rules apply. FNB, a division of First Rand Bank Limited, an authorized financial services and credit provider.
KwaZulu-Natal, South